Final roll of the day, 3 of 3 IMS Academy open mat session. Just me and Nighthawk. We got it in 3 rolls. Long rolls today. Usually we get about 5 in this time frame, but we just got longer rolls in here. And we were reviewing each one of these as we were going, checking them out, making adjustments on the fly. And here it is, last one, guys. Andrew's starting out in side control. I'm on the bottom. I check his hip with my left shin, and here I am. I'm trying to hook his head. I don't quite do it, and he blocks that leg from hooking his head, but now I'm getting underneath his armpit, and as I do that, here I am. We're in just a weird position. I don't have a triangle or anything, but it allows me to sit up, take the chin, and spin to take a top dominant wrestling position. Now he's got a lockdown on my leg, and I've got the head here. You see he's got a half guard underhook, and he attempts to sweep as I let go of the guillotine. And I just posture up here. I keep a really straight back, head up, and it defeats any of that. Now in his guard, I don't allow him to get that left leg and hook around mine in case I decide to go around to the left side and go over the butterfly. I really like butterflies, but you can always jump over butterflies and get your hips in and start flying toward your opponent's head and shoulders. Stuff I really like to do to catch like flying subs. Well, I guess they're flying, but we're on the ground, but just jumping into submissions from triangles and arm bars. So I jump there and not really able to get anything, but as you see, I'm up top and keep my balance, spin around, take side control, deep in Nighthawk's pit. And it's a good thing anytime you have your opponent's, I try to step over his head. He does a really good job of keeping his head on the mat, good posture. But anytime you're able to get in your opponent's armpits and get those arms up, do it. It creates opportunities, and it also creates panic. It's never good to have your elbows lifted. Here I go, shifting across, slinking right across into mount, hips down, back straight. Kind of smothering him with pressure. Try to get that arm and clear it all the way past his left arm with my right leg and create like a triangle opportunity. And he's not really having it. He sniffed it out. Here he is. He's scrambling on the bottom. He gets small. That allows him to be able to recover. It's always good. Getting small. You want to be a ball on the bottom. So being a ball, it's hard to balance on a ball. And then I go to head wrestle position. So look what that does. When I smash my head into his face, automatically it puts his shoulders on the mat. Some guys will do it with their shoulders, especially if they're tall and they have a long frame, but I'm a stocky dude, so it just extends my spine. So it's a position I really like in all positions to head wrestle, whether we're standing in the clinch or if we're on the ground wrestling. Look at me with my left hand. I'm inching my fingers up, just trying to raise his arms. See if I can create any opportunities. He's doing little attempts to shrimp. I go for an arm bar here. There's nothing there. Maybe he sticks an arm up during the transition and he doesn't. I reach under and I tack the legs. And Andrew's recovering from a knee, so he just bows out very quickly. I'm not accepting that as a submission. It wasn't anywhere close. So we're going to reset into my guard this time. And I don't really do a lot of guard work. I like to use an open guard and sweep to get on top or escape. And I like to do my subs primarily from the top, have it a smash game. Here I go. I'm controlling his wrist. Now the focus here is getting an underhook or an overhook, keeping his posture in tow. But he needs to feel that I'm slowly starting to raise up my guard. And now that his arm is on the mat, here we go. I'm pretty flexible, as you can see here. I keep that arm on the mat and I start to work to an omoplata position, or we can work the gogoplata submission, but he does a really nice job on my right leg. He jumps over and actually turns me into the omoplata, and he switches into triangle as I get overzealous turning into him. but then I get nose to nose, or I try to pull his head below my head, and unless you're really flexible, you're not going to get a triangle there. You can see that his ankles are just crossed, and the triangle broke very quickly because I applied that forward pressure. And that's something to do if you can get your hands clasped with a long grip behind the head. He goes back to his quarter guard position here, and I attack the head. And now we're just waiting to see what's going to happen, see if he's going to attempt to sweep. There's a nice little sweep. And I actually almost was working Japanese necktie, and Japanese necktie from the bottom. I was going to turn into something like that, but it was going to take too much energy and muscle. So I get swept in, I go to half guard, and then I go to lockdown position. You see, as I turn the lockdown to the weak side there, sit up, regain top position. His left instep, look at me, get that isolated 2-on-1, and I'm able just to take my knees and clear right around. It's one of my favorite guard passes. I've been doing it for a really long time. It's kind of a feel thing, but you got to keep the hips clamped as you go around that knee. And if you put that knee down on the mat, it's very easy. It puts your opponent's hips out of everything. He pushes me up. I ride it out. He tries to get up here. And the camera shakes. Here I go. I muscle him into a cradle, a wrestler's cradle, knee to face. He's not really going to allow me to get my knee into his gut. He's keeping his near side arm low, so I can't get the arm bar. And he's also keeping the knee bar, which I would attack, the near side knee, hooked under his far side leg. And it's preventing that. So I'm just going to ride this, and it's a little bit too much to hold on to that clasp. And let's break and start attacking different positions. Use the mirror to kind of see I'm attacking his far shoulder and that far underhook. He goes underhook here. He actually turns in the wrong way. You want to turn toward the legs, not toward the head, because that'll just put you in a north-south position. Here I go. I'm working a side saddle position. I'm not quite underneath his armpit. Here we go. Getting deep underneath that armpit. I have that far shoulder turned in, and I'm driving pressure up toward his head, or raising the water level. It's like if you're in a stream and water is at your hips, you don't really feel in danger. But if the water rises and it's up to your chin, that's like panic time. And so that's what you want to do, is you want to put that pressure, and you want to get up high. Raise the armpits, as I always keep saying over and over again. It's the same stuff, guys, same stuff. Here I go. He's got his hands clasped, and I take my right forearm and I rest it across his chin. He breaks the hands. He does a nice sit-up here, just all strength, but is not able to maintain. I take him down right away, push his knees down to the mat. You see that? Both knees down to the mat. I jump into an empty triangle. There's no arm there. And he's probably going to pass, but this is a cooking position. And you see him reaching and grabbing my hip. He's pulling me back to center. His head's trapped here. It's kind of tweaking on his neck a little bit. It's more cooking than anything else. I hook underneath that leg, but I've got finish here, so I can do that because my legs aren't these stringy like getaway sticks. They're these stumpy things, as you can see. So when I cross there, there's not as much room as with guys that have the legit triangles. And look what he does to me. He gets me in a triangle from the stop position, and my chin was tucked. And then as I break out, I take my shin and my forearm, post on his head, jump right into mount. Again, it's the last roll of the day, so we've been going for quite some time here. And we're just hustling and grinding. It's exactly what I'm doing in this top position. I'm just grinding. I'm just cooking on him because the submission defense is so good. He's not giving me anything. Oh, he recovers, gets his legs back in the fight. Look at the position I go to. A constant go-to position. And look what I do. Anytime he gets small and in that small ball, I use my head. I'm using my instep now to see if I'm going to clear. And look what I do. I go right into mount again. So here we go. We might go through this progression a few times. I'm raising up that arm. Oh, I'm almost going to get a double wrist lock, but he brings his elbows down really close right before I'm able to do that. trying to raise up that arm, seeing if I can make him make a mistake, or if he's going to try a major transition to try and get out. And there he does. As he comes under, I loop under the arm, look in the mirror, I got an arm triangle, and for the tap. Thanks for watching, guys.